Okay, sorry. There was some issue with my screen share, so now it's fixed. Uh, just give me a quick check whether you are able to hear me and see my screen.
Yeah, we're able to see
Okay,
your
okay,
screen now.
perfect. Okay, I think, yeah. So it's 9:10, so most of the people who want to join have joined. So yeah, hi everyone. Uh, Welcome to this session and thanks for joining this demo session for today. Okay, so we will be starting our journey for mobile automation. We will be using Appium Java, as I have already mentioned in the group earlier. Okay, so before we start, just a quick intro about myself. My name is Abhijit. I am a QA professional with over like 12 years of industry experience, having worked on like multiple business domains, and primarily I focus on mobile and web automation using various frameworks. Uh, Currently, I'm working as a test manager at a product-based company in Bangalore. Okay. Uh, if you want to talk about my APM journey alone, I have like five plus years of experience where I have worked on end-to-end mobile automation for a retail client and gained like extensive working experience. Or I mean, working knowledge on this tool. Okay. Um, Alongside my regular work, I enjoy sharing my knowledge with the testing community, and that is how I first connected with Isha Training Institute few years back. Okay, and since then I have had a good opportunity to conduct several batches, which are like mostly centered around APM. Okay, um, I would say like my goal has always been to bring real world experience into the session so that the learners can like confidently move from their current roles into the roles they are aiming for. Okay, and from what I understand, many of you are coming from a either like a manual testing background or having some or very good knowledge on Selenium or other automation tools, and now you want to move into mobile automation. Okay, so I will be focusing on practical scenarios and I would say like interview oriented insights to help you like make this transition. Okay, so that's about me. And before we start, just a quick suggestion, just for today. This is more of a like a presentation session. So let me just finish what I have for the day, and then maybe I can target the last 5 to 10 minutes for Q&A. Okay. Okay. So coming to the different tools that are there in the market, first we have. I mean, there are multiple tools for mobile automation. Okay, one of them is Espresso. Okay, so it is like developed by Google, and so it's great for Android applications. Okay, it's like fast, reliable, built right into the Android ecosystem. But the flip side over here is that it only works for Android. Okay, and also it needs access to the application source code. Okay, so basically, this would have been fine if you are from the dev team. You are working as a developer. Okay, but I would say it's not very friendly if you are testing it as a like what to say black box user or SIT user, end user from the end user perspective. Same goes for XUI test as well. It has been designed by Apple and only for iOS applications, and also it needs access to the source code, same as Espresso. Then comes this one, Calabash. So this is actually quite interesting. A few years back, if you notice, it was gaining quite popularity because it was very simple and beginner friendly. But I'm not sure what happened. The development team, which was working on this project, they just abandoned it. And because of that, that the development community was also, which was there, that is also now pretty much gone. They have like stopped giving updates long time back, and so it doesn't support the latest OS versions anymore for Android and iOS. Okay. So another popular tool is this one, Catalan Studio. Okay. It is actually very friendly, and it has lot of UI friendly and has lot of built-in features. It is also like a low code tool, which means you don't have to code much. But the problem is that it is a paid tool. The free version has some limited, some 14-day, 30-day free version is there, and some access to some of the features. But if you go for the license, it will be like very expensive. And also with this, you will be tied only to the vendor's ecosystem. You won't be able to explore other tools like for CI/CD, this source code management and all. They have their own all the tools. Okay. So basically, if you notice, for all these applications, they have one thing in common. They are powerful, but they are narrow. By narrow, I would mean that they are either, platform dependent or code dependent. Okay, and some of them have become outdated like that. Okay, so coming to Appium now, which is our main focus. So it's a open source automation tool. Okay, it helps us to run tests for native apps, hybrid apps, mobile web browser apps. Okay, and what makes it Appium powerful is that it supports both Android and iOS platforms, which means that if you write one single script, it will run for both Android and iOS with some minor changes. Okay. Also, it is, I would say, highly flexible because it works with real devices. It works with emulators, simulators. What are these things? Emulators, simulators. I will come to you in some time. Okay, so whether we are testing on an actual phone or this emulator or simulator, okay, Appium provides a consistent testing experience. Okay. Um, Another important point is this one, the WebDriver protocol. It is same as what Selenium uses. Okay, so you can write your test in Java, Python, C Sharp, JavaScript, whatever you want. But the learning curve will be much easier for you guys who are already have some knowledge or some experience with Selenium. Okay. Another key advantage is that this Appium has a strong community of developers, and it keeps getting continuous updates. Okay, which makes it easy to run the tests on different latest versions of Android and iOS. Okay, and yeah, lastly, uh, it has good integration with CI/CD pipelines as well as cloud device firms. Okay, I will come to that. What is a cloud device firm? It means that basically you can automate your test across multiple devices. Okay, different types of devices, be it any Samsung, iPhone, OnePlus, Motorola, anything, you can run your tests over there. Okay, so I would say, like, in summary, Appium provides a much, I would say, a single unified solution for mobile automation. Okay, that means it is cross-platform, it is open source, it can easily integrate into the modern DevOps workflows, and so on. Okay, so now important is what you will be interested is the job market. What is the current job market for Appium? But if you, this is one graph that I prepared based on some of the data that I found and it is specifically for India market. Okay, so if you currently notice that the job openings that you see from for mobile automation, okay, they picked from like 2017-18 onwards. Okay, and that is the time when I also started working on Appium. And also since 2021, that COVID period, when this lockdowns and all were in place, the number of openings also boomed because the dependency on apps increased like exponentially at that time. Okay. Uh, One thing that I won't be able to guarantee these exact figures because I was just randomly searching through some websites and got these numbers. But one thing I would say that since that COVID era, this our dependence on the apps have increased. So this number of openings for mobile automation, mobile testing, mobile automation, that also boomed. Okay, so because of that, I would say it's a very good time now to move to into this role. And as you can, I mean, you can understand the demand is increasing, but I would say the supply is still fairly limited. Okay. Now, sorry. Now coming to the job market, I mean the salary. Okay. Um, I would say it is same as the previous also. A person who is working on mobile automation is comparatively like is getting much higher package compared to what his counterpart who is working on web automation or like normal manual testing is getting. Okay, so these figures are like for people who have like 5 to 8 years of work experience. Okay, and yeah, obviously, like as I told in my previous slide, the demand is high, supply is limited. So obviously, mobile automation testers are getting significantly higher than web automation counterparts. Huh. And obviously, like there are also other factors involved based on how what is your knowledge on the subject and all of the type of companies and everything. But since I'm not like a market research guy, I won't be able to like, tell all those factors. But from my job hunting experience, I have noticed that APM people are getting much more than Selenium guys. Okay, now coming to some of the terminologies that we will be using uh, for during our course is first is the type of mobile apps. Okay, here we have three types. First is native apps. So these these native apps are built specifically for one platform, either Android or iOS. Okay. They have their own language and own UI components, and because of that, they are quite fast and easily integrated with the device on which it is working. Okay, I think, I mean, Android earlier used to use Java. Now they have moved completely into Kotlin. It's the programming language. And on the other hand, iOS works on Swift. That is like a their own Apple's own programming language. Okay. Uh, Next is hybrid apps. So hybrid, it's a mix of web technologies. Okay, web technology, I mean HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all those things, React and all. Okay, so all those technologies are packed inside a native container. Okay, they will look like apps. You can install it also like apps, but much of the content is rendered using a web view. Okay. I mean, once we go into the hybrid apps section, when we cover that section, you will get an understanding what I exactly mean. But just as of now, get to know that it is kind of native plus web components are there. Okay. Um, these are like cheap. They are fast to build across platforms. Okay, that's why native hybrid apps are like very popular these days. But there is one problem is that the performance is not as good as native apps. But because of their like quick delivery mode, and I mean you can deliver it faster. Okay, so hybrid apps are still quite popular these days. And lastly, we have the browser-based apps. I mean, basically, you open your mobile, Chrome, mobile Safari, and there you can open this device. I mean, open this application from browser. Okay. Uh, Next is the type of devices. Here we have two types. First is physical device, virtual device. Physical devices are your normal mobile applications that you use. Okay, you can easily connect your Appium tests on your real device through a USB cable and run your tests. Okay. However, just a quick thing. However, in real world, when in I mean in your real time project when you're working on, it's not possible to have so many physical devices. Okay, so generally what we will do is we will keep physical devices, one or two devices for manual testing purpose, and the remaining things we will do on the device farm. I will show you what is a device farm. Okay, there you will be running your majority of the tests, or if you have a higher configuration machine like MacBook Pro kind of a machine, there you can have multiple like these simulators installed. So there you can run it. Okay. Um, for automated tests, so so for automated tests, we will be using our virtual devices. Okay, and for manual tests, we will be using our physical devices mostly. But I will show you like how to connect to real device also and run your tests. Okay. Now for sorry. Huh. Now for like virtual devices, we have two types. One is emulator and another is simulator. Okay. Android devices, I mean the virtual devices that we have in Android, those are called emulators, and the ones which we have in iOS, those are called simulators. Uh, so yeah, so basically in during our course, if I say that we will be doing it on emulator, you understand that we will be working on Android device, and if I say simulator, then you understand that we will be working on iOS device. Okay. Huh. Okay. So now about the course details. Okay, I think that will be the that is our main reason why we have joined today. Okay, let me quickly give you this thing. Okay, so this is what we are going to cover as part of this course. First, obviously, we will go through the Appium fundamentals. Okay, fundamentals, by fundamentals, I mean the setup part. That is in Appium, it's quite tricky, I would say. Okay, there are a lot of things that you need to set up and all, so it's a bit tricky. So you will be setting up your Node.js, Appium server, Android Studio. If you are working with Mac also, you have to install this Xcode for running your tests on iOS. And Android Studio, it's for and as the name suggests, is for Android. Okay, and obviously Java is needed. Apart from that, you need to also set up your emulators and simulators both. And there is something called Appium inspector. It's for inspecting, just like our Chrome dev tool for Selenium. We have Appium inspector for inspecting the elements on a mobile device. Okay, so that also all these things you need to set up. And obviously, as I mentioned, we will be working on native, hybrid, and web apps. Okay. Then we will start with our Android journey first. There we will learn how to launch our scripts on a mobile device. We have a few test applications for this course. So we will be using those applications. Okay. Locator strategies, like we have XPath CSS selector in Selenium. Here we have resource ID, accessibility ID, XPath, Android UI automator, all these things. Okay, so how to use different locator strategies, that we will learn. Different like actions that we can perform on the different mobile elements. Weights, though I think you understand what is a weight and explicit weight. Uh, then we will be learning about the gestures. Now, these Android gestures are very important. These are basically like whatever finger movement you do on your actual device to navigate through your application. All those gestures need to be simulated. That is the most important thing in Android. I mean, for mobile automation. Okay, so all those gestures like tap, double tap, long press, all those things we will be learning. Okay, and there are some other things like toast messages, key events, those we will learn. Hybrid, as I mentioned, hybrid we will learn. Chrome mobile browser, real devices will be there. Then we will move to iOS. Same things, whatever we covered for Android, more or less same things are there for iOS also. So all those things we will be covering. Uh, Now you might have a question that how to run this iOS applications. So for that you need a MacBook. Okay, without MacBook it's difficult to run iOS applications. Okay, but if you have MacBook, then it's fine. If you don't have, even when I started, I didn't have a MacBook with me, but it's not very difficult thing. Okay, if you have the concepts on in Android ready, you have the same concepts for iOS also, just like 10% difference. So those 10%, if you can keep in your mind, you can easily sit for any interview. Okay, now coming to the framework. Okay, so I have kept a long time for the framework part. We will be developing one framework from the scratch, and it will be an end-to-end framework. We will be using TestNG for that, and all the things that you have, like building a Maven project, creating page object models, reading test data from Excel, uh, building assertions, parallel execution, HTML reports. Okay, all those things will be covered. I mean, step by step, we will be developing in the class itself. If you want, you can do it parallelly, or maybe after the session, you can go through the videos and do it. If you have some queries, you can come back next day. Okay. And once we cover for TestNG, we will see how we can convert it into a Cucumber framework. Okay. I know some of you guys are already working on Cucumber, so you will be interested to know how to use Cucumber in Appium. So we will be covering that. But I would suggest to start with TestNG. Why? Because when I interact with all my students, they are nowadays saying that companies are asking them to build a framework in the interview itself. Like few days back, there is one Indian IT company, well-known IT company. I wouldn't take the name, but it's a there I got to know the person was asked to build this framework from scratch, which included parallel execution, reports, test data, parameterization, everything. Okay, in that case, I would suggest go with TestNG. Okay, that's why I would start with TestNG, and in order to understand the concepts like parallel execution and all, it's easy to do it in a TestNG framework. Okay, and if you want to explain it during the project, during an interview also, it will be easy. So that's why I'm starting with TestNG first. Then I will show you how you can convert that to Cucumber so that you can have both things in mind. Okay, and then we have the CI/CD world of automation. We will be covering this cloud device firm. Okay, cloud device firm is nothing but it's a cloud platform. Okay, there you will be having multiple devices. I mean, your option of multiple devices that can be either your simulators, emulators, or even real devices also. Okay. Uh, you just run your application. You can see on the platform the test has triggered on that particular device, whichever you have mentioned. Okay. And that way you can validate whether your application is compatible with all the different types of devices, platforms, and all. Okay, so there you will get multiple mobile phones, multiple Android versions or iOS versions. Yeah, uh, they have their own resolution. So all those things need to be validated in a device form. Okay. Apart from that, we will also do Git for like source code management, and we will using Azure DevOps. Okay. Earlier in my sessions, I used to use GitHub and Jenkins, but nowadays I'm seeing a lot of companies are moving to Azure DevOps. Okay, so I thought that maybe if I covered Azure DevOps, like how to create a pipeline there, how to build your repository there, and then it will be added advantage for you in the interviews also. Hmm. Yeah, so as I mentioned, we will be covering how to build a pipeline in Azure DevOps and all. And this one last topic, okay, this is for like you guys, you AI enthusiasts, basically. So this is for how to use a MCP server for Appium. Okay, this is just a bonus topic. Even in our advertisements also, we didn't add this, but I just thought last moment, let's add this thing. Why? Because even I am also learning it right now. So I thought maybe I can share what I learned with you guys. And this you can see, it's just a quick summary. For Android, we will be covering native, hybrid, and browsers. iOS, we will be covering native and browsers. And sorry, one thing I forgot. For cloud device firms, okay, we have multiple popular device firms like Perfecto, Browser Stack, Sauce Labs. Out of these, and also AWS device firm is there. That is also some companies are using that these days. But still, the most widely used is like I would say 60 to 70% companies are using Perfecto. Okay, that is the most enterprise version of cloud device firms. Even I used to cover Perfecto only earlier. But nowadays, Perfecto, what they're doing is they are, I mean, in order to register yourself, create an account, you need to have a working, I mean, office mail ID. Okay, so since I can't give that, it won't be possible for me to show in this thing in Perfecto. So, um, like Perfecto, I have Sauce Labs also. Okay, it's the code will be same, platform pages and all will be more or less same thing, the portal. So that's why I thought I will do the demo and do the sessions on Sauce Labs. Okay, so in Sauce Labs, we will see how to connect to remote devices as well as real devices. They have like Samsung, iPhone, they have real devices which you can connect remotely. So we will show you how to do that. Okay. Uh, any questions, anyone from this? No? Okay. Um, and this is the day by day things that we will be covering. So today was the course introduction. Okay. Tomorrow we will be starting our actual classes. Right. In the actual class, one thing in the actual class, I should have actually started with the setup. Okay, but I'm keeping it for day 5 and day 6. Why? Because I have seen some of you guys like in my previous sessions, maybe first day, after the first day they take like 1 or 2 days to join the paid courses. Okay, so for them I just want to wait. Some of you might wait for some time. I mean, join after some time. So the setup part, I am keeping it for day 5 and day 6. Okay. Day 2, 3, and 4. Uh, we will be we will be covering just the very basics, like how to write your first code, some of the locator strategies, and all, maybe not all, but some we will cover during these 2 sessions. Okay. After that, once we know that everyone has joined, those who want to join. So after that, we will show the step by step setup. Okay, that way it will be easy for everyone to follow. Okay, and maybe like if you have queries, you can come back the next day and we can resolve it. Okay, so till day 12, we will be covering Android. Then we will move to iOS till day 19. After that, I have kept till day 20 to from 20 to 28, 9 days, I think. We are keeping for the framework development. Okay. Then like 1 day for Sauce Labs, 1 day for the pipeline creation, Those things I will. It won't take more than one day. Maybe next day you can ask me the questions that you want to. Then one day I've kept for the MCP server part, and then doubt clearing sessions. So it's not a like very hard and fast rule key. I have to cover it on this day only. If it like exceeds 2 or 3 days, I don't have any problem. If you also don't have any problem. Okay. Uh, any questions? Okay, fine. Yeah, that's about the course details. Now coming back to our slideshow. Yeah, so these are the things that we will be covering. I already mentioned. Okay, so the prerequisites. Okay, now the prerequisites, basically you have to be a manual tester with basic basic Java knowledge. I am not focusing on the Java part in this session because I think most of you guys have some basic knowledge on Java. If you don't have, just let me know. We can cover it then and there itself, or maybe if you want to after the session, we can connect. Okay, I don't have to problem to stretch like for some time. Okay, but yeah, any of you who is working on a on testing, be a manual tester, automation tester, just newly joined the industry, freshers, for it is for everyone. Okay, anyone who has who wants to learn, it is for them. Okay, and yeah, these I mean some some good reviews that I got from you guys from my previous sessions. Okay, so regarding the pricing and all, I would say you can connect with the admin people and get the details. I won't be covering much on this, but I would say that from this session you will be getting live 30 to 35 hours of live training sessions, and all these recorded sessions will be available to you for a lifetime. Anytime if you want, you can just visit that session and go through that course, I mean that particular topic. And you will be getting some course completion certificate as well as you saw that since we will be doing an end-to-end framework, maybe you can show it for a project implementation also, I mean in your resume. Okay, and the timings will be like this. For India guys joining from India, it will be 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Monday to Friday. Okay, this one 9 to 10 p.m. Monday to Friday. And those who are joining from US and UK, you can see the timing 11:30 to 12:30 EST, and UK guys 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. Okay. And if you are from any other country, then like you can just convert it and check what will be the equivalent timing for you guys. Okay, so yeah, that's all about the session overview that I wanted to give you. And I hope to see you guys from tomorrow. Um, any question from you guys?
Yeah, regarding the Java only. So, how
Huh.
much has to be learned before uh, it starts?
See, if you have basic knowledge on the variables, loops, if condition, else condition, that is more than enough for the starting part. Okay, if you have some query, we
Yeah,
can. Tell me.
basically struggling in functions and as well as classes. So that would
Okay,
require, right? So,
okay. During framework building, I mean,
okay.
initially for the, I mean, if I go through the course once again, so here for the Android and iOS part, you won't need much of a, I mean, object-oriented programming, those concepts much, because we will be building standalone scripts using main method.
Okay.
Okay, from framework, when you need it, I will explain what is a class, what is anyways, like objects and all, so you know at least like how to write an object and all. Okay,
Okay.
if not, then I can explain the basics things right there and then and there itself.
Yeah.
Okay, and I have some good course materials also on Java because I used to cover Java earlier. Okay, I can share those courses, those materials. Maybe you can go through your own free time to get an
Okay.
understanding.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Hmm. Um, Anyone else? Okay, so
And one more
huh,
thing.
huh,
After that, in this framework building, so
huh.
we'll be going with an any application, the end-to-end ones, or else how exactly this
Yes,
goes?
yes, correct, correct. I was just going for that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'll just let me show you. Okay, so this is my what to say emulator, this virtual device or Android. Okay, so I have some applications, documents. Okay, as of now, I remaining things are on my drive. So these two there is one application called Sauce Labs. Okay, that is actually built by the same team who has built the device form. Okay, so they have given some demo apps. In this application, you one good thing is this same application is for iOS as well as for Android. Okay, so it is a very good application for creating your end-to-end scripts. And if you see standard user secret sauce. Okay, so this is basically a e-commerce application. You will have lot of these products, whichever product you want to select. Okay, select it, go here, do your validations, check out. You can just give just a minute. You can just give whatever data you want. Continue, do your validations here, finish, and this is so at the end when your script runs, you should be able to validate this message. Okay, then go back home. So this is one end-to-end application. On top of this, once we create one or two scripts for on that, you will get an understanding how you can create more scripts. I mean, more come up with more scenarios and try to build your own scripts. So this application we will be using for our end-to-end framework building. Apart from that, there are some other demo applications on which you can practice these all these gestures and all. Okay, so I forgot to download them in my local. Uh, on those applications, we will be doing our practice. I mean, initial Android and iOS sessions. That is this one, this part and this part. So we will be covering all those actions, locators, and everything on those applications. Okay, I hope it's clear now.
Yes. Yes, Abhijit. And one more thing. So normally asking.
Hmm.
So with the Appium inspector, we'll be just locating the elements and all, right? So
Yes.
irrespective of the framework, so it will be the same thing, right? So
Yes,
we'll do the
yes.
same part, right?
Ha ha
Okay.
ha ha. Same.
Okay. Because you have shown like it supports multiple things, right? So Python, TypeScript, yeah, JS and Java.
Ha ha ha. Same thing you can use.
Okay, but
And you have
framework
the
differ.
sorry.
But the framework differs.
No,
Meaning
I didn't get you.
STNG2, uh, like uh, like the JS supports Mocha, right? So uh,
Acha. No, since we are covering Java, so
no,
it
just
will be
ask like whether like architecture wise everything same, but
ha ha.
same, but
Architecture wise, it's same. Yeah, architecture wise, it's same. Okay. And same application you have here also. Let me do one thing. I just kept it just once again. I just thought of showing one demo what our framework will do. Okay, so this is one sample framework that I use for reference, and this is the same thing that we will be going to build. Okay, uh, it is built on TestNG only. Okay, so what we will do, let me just run the script once. Okay, so yeah, so if you run this script, sorry, it started the clean package. Yeah, if I take this, and yeah, we will be using IntelliJ for as ID. So the application is getting installed now. So same application will start in same test will start parallelly in two devices. If you have seen Selenium, there what happens, maybe we can start five scripts across, I mean, five scripts parallelly. Okay. In Appium, generally what we do, we generally run the same application on multiple devices to check the coverage. I mean, to check the code coverage, how it is compatible with all the applications. So our target will be, when we run one test, it should run across all the devices that we have. I mean, since it's my local machine, I can keep only two or three devices. After that, my memory will be gone. Okay, but yeah, so it should be, as if you notice, I have given thread count as 2. That means two tests will run in parallel. So it will run on two devices parallelly. Right. So this is what we will be trying to cover during our this entire course. And if you just, if you are interested, just I will show the test case will also get generated. I mean, the report will also get generated. Okay, so this is your, you might have heard about extend reports. Similarly, we have something called Allure reports, which is nowadays very popular. Okay, why it is popular? I will show you during the framework. You will yourself appreciate that what it's a good one. Okay, so that same test ran across Android and iOS. Okay, so login, it was just to test the login functionality. Login, verify no error message displayed, validate user is navigated to products of page after login. And finally, you will see this screenshot coming. Same thing for iOS also. See, same test case is running here. Here, same test ran in iPhone. Okay, so these are the things that we will be covering. I just wanted to show you just to increase your interest.
Okay, okay. But you're defining these both things to be run in capabilities or else
Yes, yes,
like
correct,
normal.
correct, correct, correct. In the capabilities also only, but we have something, we will be building something called device profile, because there are a lot of parameters you have to provide in the capabilities. So if you
Okay,
can create, put them into one single place and just mention that particular file, okay,
okay,
then it will be easier for you to manage your executions. So that's why we
okay,
create something called device profile. Okay, and that I
okay,
will show you like how to do.
okay. And okay. And both of them, like for Android and iOS, you will be running in Azure or what?
Yes, 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 yes. In the pipeline only we will run. Only thing is that since this is my private framework, I mean private project, I created a new project, so it takes some 2 days time for the Azure VMs to be started. So that's why I couldn't show you the pipeline execution. But but during our course, we will be showing the pipeline as well.
There as well, we will be running both at the same time.
Yes, yes. Oh, no, no, no.
Okay.
Sorry. One thing I forgot. In
Yeah.
pipeline, when we execute, it will get triggered in your Sauce Labs.
Okay, okay, okay,
Okay,
okay.
Sauce Labs, the problem is, uh, it can, I mean, since this is the free version of Sauce Labs, it can run only one test.
Okay, got
Okay,
it.
if I want to run parallel tests, I have to pay like $1,000, some
Yeah,
thousand
got.
dollars per month. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, I have
so for
seen that. Just not.
pipeline execution, we have to keep it on for one only.
Okay, got it. Mm. But one more thing.
Hmm.
So for this iOS things, as we have simulators or else we have to depend it on any cloud platforms. So like normally, based on your experience, so
Hmm.
across the industries, what will be used? Whether they'll be using any Mac versions or else only Mac machine or else they'll be depending on these cloud platforms.
See, for generally what I have seen, mobile teams in my company also same thing happens. Mobile teams are all using MacBooks.
Yeah,
Okay, but even if you're using Mac, you can't have more than 2 or 3 devices installed.
right, right.
Okay, so for maximum coverage, you have to depend on cloud.
Okay. Okay, just asked because recently we had a discussion over this.
Hmm.
So, like we were testing it in a Lambda test. Okay, test mu. So we were doing testing on it, and we had two approaches to be done. One approach was buying a Mac Mini
Hmm.
and testing like connecting a node to it and just running it,
Hmm. Hmm.
or else doing it via Lambda, like any other cloud platform. So that is the
Hmm.
reason I have asked this question.
Acha, acha, acha. Generally people go with cloud platforms only.
Okay, okay.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Because when you do the compatibility test na, you will have at least 10 devices, iPhone, Samsung, Motorola, OnePlus, whatnot. And for each platform, each device, you have to have at least 5 versions tested, the
Yeah,
latest
yeah.
version and the second last, like that, at least 5 versions.
Yeah,
Okay, so
for
that many.
Android versions, I think we were creating in our Ubuntu mission, but whereas for iOS, it is creating a problem.
Mhm.
So that's why we are
Yeah.
okay. Okay, Vijit. Yeah, if you can give that assurance that we like, I am very much interested, I'm like I don't know much in Java, so like if
I
you
mean,
can provide the
as we cover, just let me know that, Vijit, I didn't understand this. Then I can
okay,
explain it
okay. But
then
you
and there
told you will
itself.
be providing some resources, right? So
Once like the paid session start, after that only
yeah,
I
yeah,
can share
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah, yeah. After that only I'm saying like
Yeah, yeah,
for class.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay, okay, Vijit. Then that's well and good. Thank you.
Mm, Any any other questions from anyone? Deepankar, Chaitanya.
And last
No,
thing.
I'm good for now. Yeah,
Uh,
thank you.
Okay.
so well, like for this scanning and capturing things, and also do we do by ADB commands or else?
Yes, correct, correct. So we
Okay,
will be using ADB commands as well as this whatever iOS commands we have. Okay,
okay, okay,
so for that I mean, how I will show you how to fetch those package name, activity name, and all those things.
okay, Abhijit. Thank you.
Okay, so if there are no other questions, then maybe we can wrap up for today. And yeah, we can. I see you guys tomorrow for the sessions.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Sure.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, bye.